All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to spend the next 10 minutes, guys, talking about that really important topic, that really sexy topic, mortgages, right? So I was here back in October and I had a little theme and I really made a big mistake, so I didn't advertise it coming in. So my theme starts with this guy, right? So this morning's session is around hope, because if you feel that the only way out of your rent is to buy the house of your dreams today, that's not going to happen. What you need to have is hope. And you need to start at a level that you can afford. And know, not hope, that if you do the right things, you can then move into the next house and then move into the bigger home or whatever the case may be. And what I'm going to spend is the next 10 minutes telling you guys why you should have hope, why the Dublin market isn't as bad as people say it is, and more importantly, the steps you can take to take advantage of it. This is your typical mortgage process. You got 6 steps, right? The bottom line is at some stage you're going to have to engage a professional advisor to help you, be that someone in a bank or someone like myself who's a mortgage broker. Ultimately, it's around getting good advice. From my perspective, this is the biggest financial commitment you're ever going to make. It's an enormous amount of debt, and it's crucial that you get the right advice at the start, because it can be an extremely expensive decision in the long run. So one of the things that we want to just highlight for today is like getting mortgage ready. So what is getting mortgage ready? Anyone know anybody who recently applied for a mortgage? I told you I'd be the guy with the hands up. Come on, someone. Yeah, 2 hands. Great. So did they say it was easy? Did they say it was a dream? It was fine? No, it's a pain. It's an absolute pain. But there's nothing we can do about it. The banks, you want 350,000 euros. I'm sorry, they want to see some papers, right? They want to see some paperwork. You go in here and you look for a budget for 10 grand to spend something. I'm sure your boss is going to see some sort of paper trail to say, well, give me the reasons why you need this money. And it's the same for a mortgage. My tip is, in terms of getting mortgage ready, you start with your clean current accounts. What I mean by clean current accounts is that if you have, listen, it happens. You run into an overdraft, you miss a direct debit, something like that, not a problem. When you're applying for a mortgage, the banks look at your last 6 months. That's all they're interested in, your last 6 months. So if you're getting mortgage ready and you've had a bad period, you've had a bad time, whatever, being between jobs, it can happen. Just know that if you just wait and get that out of your history, and you go from 6 months after that date, you're going to be absolutely fine. So that's what I mean by clean current accounts. Your credit history is important. Most of you guys in the room should have a very limited credit history, 20 years behind you of credit card debt, or whatever the case may be. But what they mean by that is that if you have had a loan in the past, just make sure it was paid and on time. Permanency is important, but not crucial. We recently got mortgage approval for a member of staff here on the condition that they will be permanent by the time they drew down their loan. And they will be, so that's fine. So it's important, but not crucial. How are your bonuses treated? So each individual banks view bonuses differently. And I found that again in my experience of dealing with the LinkedIn staff in the last 3 months. So that's important. Savings habits. Okay, savings habits is really important. Now Nick has talked about the value of putting your goals into your fixed costs. That's your savings habit. And it's really what they want to see is, classic case is, how much have you got in the bank? I have 10 grand. Great. Yeah. But I kind of dip in. Right, okay, so how much did you have 6 months ago? Well, I'm saving £1 a month. That's great, so you have 16 grand. No, I got 9.5 because I'm dipping in. So that's what savings habits mean, guys. It's really around, are you saving every month? And finally, spending habits. I am not going to stand at the top of the room and say you can't have a drink, okay, and you can't buy clothes, and how dare you go on a weekend away. It's more about, are you living within your means? That's all the banks care about. And here's the really good news, right? It's like you be really well behaved, okay, on your spending habits. Get your mortgage and then have a bit of crack, right? Because it's fine. Because then the banks don't care. They don't care if you're spending, like Cheltenham is this week, anyone who's been betting on Cheltenham, right? It's a big thing in Ireland. It's well known in the media about having a betting account. So you can have that, that's fine. But just in those 6 months coming up to applying for the mortgage, it's absolutely crucial that you present yourself as well as possible. It's an interview, right? That's what it is, guys. It's an interview. You prepare for an interview, you prepare for a mortgage. The great news is, with the fantastic position that you guys are in, the company you're working for, I suppose the solidity of the company, the types of careers you guys have chosen, the banks are absolutely mad keen to give you money. That is a fact. I was blown away by what the banks would give you money. You won't give you money for this house, right? So when you're going for a mortgage, it's about having realistic expectations. So this is what I'm talking about, guys. And it's been really rewarding when I've sat down with some of the guys from LinkedIn in the last few months, is people kind of saying, no, I know I'm not going to get the 4-bed semi-D, but I'm just going to buy a 2-bed. And I got a nice 2-bed, it's 15 minutes from work and it's affordable. It's probably less than I'm paying in rent today and we can afford it. And that's really good to hear because it's a smart move to make. You have lots of decisions when it comes to a mortgage. It's about making the right decision. Do I go fixed? Do I go variable? Do I go to a bank, a broker? I got to get a lawyer. What term do I go over? All of those different things. And that's why you need advice. That's the point of the one-to-one sessions. It's that we're here to help you with them.